Alright, how's everybody doing today? It's been like 6 days since I recorded a video, and I definitely wanted to get a video for you guys out today. Um, in today's video, it won't be as juicy as my other videos, like my crime stories or stuff like that. Today will be more about a video on a little bit more about myself, a little bit more about my history, my upbringing, my childhood, and all that stuff. Um, and I just want you guys to get to know me a little bit more as my channel grows. I at least thought you guys should know what type of person I am, or what type of person I was, and how I was raised and stuff like that. Um, well, let's just get right into the topic. I came to the United States when I was 5 years old with my mom and my dad. We moved to Denver, Colorado, from South America, Paraguay, where I was born. Yes, I was born in South America. A lot of people ask me like, "Oh, what the hell? How did you get the name Sergio? This and that? Like, are you mixed?" I'm like, "No, I'm 100% Korean." And there's just this little thing in my household where I guess all the males in my family get Hispanic first names. Like, for example, my dad's name was Antonio, and my uncle's name was Roberto, and my name is Sergio. So I guess it's just a little tradition. Pretty sure I'm gonna name my kid a Hispanic first name, but we'll see what entails. Um, but yeah, we came to the United States when I was 5 years old, and my mom and dad came here to basically have a better life for me. They both opened up cell phone shops out in Koreatown, Los Angeles area. If you're familiar with Los Angeles streets at all, they opened up two shops on Alvarado Street. Now, if you know anything about Alvarado, it's a pretty dangerous area, and there's a lot of crime, a lot of gangs, and just a lot of shit going on the streets. And it's just not a good area. But we weren't living there, that's just where they worked. Now, I was living in Koreatown, Los Angeles, of course, in the apartment, and all was fine and well. I was going to fifth grade, made a lot of friends, met a lot more Asian friends, and basically just life was good. Yeah, in Colorado, I was made fun of a lot because I was usually the only Asian in most of my classes. But jumping to Koreatown, that was not the issue anymore, obviously, and I just made a lot more friends, and we were having a lot. I was having a lot better time. But sometime during our stay in Koreatown, Los Angeles, my dad got injured on the job. And well, basically what happened was he was trying to put up a little banner for his store, some type of advertisement thing on the roof, and he was on the ladder. And I was actually watching him at the time. As he was trying to put up the banner, he actually fell off of the ladder and injured himself pretty badly. He fell on his back, and my dad already had pre-existing health conditions at the time. To be exact, he had diabetes. He didn't take very good care of his health. He smoked a lot, drank a lot, but he was trying to change his ways. But yeah, he fell on his back, and this injury ultimately led him to not being able to work anymore. And he had to move back to Colorado, because that's where his side of the family lives. His mom, his dad, to be supported by him while he was to be supported by them while he wasn't able to work, which basically left me and my mom in Koreatown, Los Angeles, by ourselves. I had no brothers or sisters, so she was basically working a full time job, running the shop from open to close, and I was at home after school just running the streets. And I want to say this is probably the cause of all of my bullshit. I had way too much time on the streets, I had no parental supervision, and I was just going through it because my dad was not in the picture anymore, household wise, and he was far away. And this ultimately led me to being really attached to my friends and always trying to find things to do and people to hang out with because I was so lonely. Um, Around the time of when I started middle school in Los Angeles, I went to John Burroughs. Anybody familiar with LA probably knows where that's at. And in John Burroughs, I got into a relationship. Now, this relationship was not the best idea. I was a damaged kid emotionally, and I got a little bit way too involved in the relationship. I started ditching school, not really caring about my grades, smoking cigarettes, hanging out with her all the time, wasting all my money with her, and just doing all the bad things that I wasn't supposed to be doing as a kid. No drugs or anything like that, just bad decisions. Now, this relationship lasted up until high school, and in high school, it was when we actually broke up. Reason why we broke up was because I was doing so bad in school. My mom decided to move me away from Koreatown into a different city called Cerritos, where I met my beautiful wife, Catherine, which, is a blessing and it was meant to be. But anyway, we went to Cerritos to try to escape, I guess, all of my problems, and that didn't work out whatsoever. Because of me moving, we broke up. That pretty much started me smoking weed. I started self-medicating because I couldn't handle the breakup, and my mom didn't know what to do with me. And every day I would take the train back down to LA just to hang out with my old friends. Was really rejecting the whole city as a general, and definitely that is where the heavy drugs started. I started smoking a lot more weed, started experimenting with a lot more drugs because I was self-medicating, and this self-medication off eventually led to my addiction. Um, so yeah, like that was basically what led to my addiction and all the crime and stuff like that. All of my other videos will cover, like the crimes that I did and more in depth. But in this video, I just wanted to let you guys know me a little bit more and about my childhood. So yes, at this point in my life, I was battling my addiction, and that is when all of the crimes started to happen. I started going in and out of juvie, started going in and out of jail and stuff like that. And one of the biggest things that happened to me during this time when I was in juvenile hall in camp, which I will get into in another video, it's still coming. My dad eventually ended up passing away when I was still locked up inside juvenile hall. I was doing an 8-month stay in juvie, and he passed away during my on my 6th month, and my mom didn't tell me until I got out of juvenile hall. Now, I turned 18 in juvenile hall, and when I got out, my mom hit me with the news that my dad was no longer with us. And this news really set my addiction on full fucking throttle, dude. As soon as I found that out, I went out, and that same night, I shot up for the first time. I could not deal with my reality at all, and everything was spiraling downhill. I ran away from home. My mom moved away with a different man. Who eventually she got married to. She's married to this man now. And yeah, when my dad passed away, like everything went downhill, and that was probably the biggest thing that affected me in my addiction, because I started shooting up, and that was when my life pretty much fell apart. And I didn't even go to my dad's funeral because I was so fucking just not ready to deal with anything. Reality was not something that I was trying to meet. And yeah, to summarize it, like that is basically my whole life story, really. I'm paraphrasing a lot here. Maybe on a live stream we could get into detail about like the entirety of all phases, but definitely my dad passing away was a really big hit on my emotional and mental health. And yeah, it really set the ball rolling and really led me into jail, and you guys already seen those videos. So really, there's not much more to talk about in this video for today. I'm just really glad if you guys have gotten into the end of the video, thank you guys so much. And I know it's been 6 days. I'm going to be more consistent with my uploads. I'm going to try to upload at least 2 videos a week, maybe even 3, maybe start some live streams. But yeah, you know what, guys, it's a crazy time right now. I hope you guys are all doing very well. And until next time, guys, I'll see you. See ya!